Hello everyone, welcome back to Pabbly. So in today's video we will learn how to create Mailchimp member from Microsoft Excel row. So now let's say that you are receiving multiple leads from multiple sources and you're adding those leads in your Microsoft Excel sheet, and after adding them in Excel sheet you want to create them as a member in your Mailchimp account. So how we will be setting up this integration? We will be using Pabbly Connect for that, where our trigger application will be MS Excel and our action application will be Mailchimp. So to learn how we set up this integration, follow me through the screen. In this video, we are going to learn how you can create Mailchimp member from Microsoft Excel row. Now suppose that from multiple sources you are getting some new leads and you are adding all of those leads in your Microsoft Excel sheet, and you want, whenever the details of a new lead is added in MS Excel, you want to add that lead as a member in Mailchimp. So to set up this integration, for that we will be signing into our Pabbly Connect account, and if you are a new user, you can click on the sign up for free button, and at the time of account creation you will get 100 tasks for free. So as an existing user, I will click on sign in. So this is the all applications page. We will go to Pabbly Connect and click on access now to reach our dashboard. So now we have arrived on our dashboard, and you can see these are some existing workflows. To create a new workflow, on our right hand side we will click on this create workflow button, and in this dialog box we need to give a workflow a name. I have named it as create Mailchimp member from Microsoft Excel row, and now I will click on create. And as I did that, now I have reached a very important window which consists of the trigger and action. Trigger and action are the two most important principles or concepts of Pabbly Connect to perform any automation and integration. Trigger says when this happens, action says do this. So now moving on to a trigger window. So as a title suggests, that is to create Mailchimp member from Microsoft Excel row. So over here as a trigger application, I will be searching over here for Excel, and here it is. Now I will go to the trigger event and I will be selecting the trigger event as new row in worksheet. So this trigger will start working whenever a new row will be added, and after doing that I will be clicking on connect, as I need to establish a connection between Microsoft Excel and Pabbly Connect. If you have an existing connection, you can go with that. If you don't have an existing connection, then simply you can click on this add new connection button and then click on connect. So now you can see it is connected. That means Microsoft Excel and Pabbly Connect are integrated together. So now you can see we need to add the workbook and the worksheet. So in my Microsoft Excel, I've already created a sheet by the name of Mailchimp subscriber, and it only consists of one sheet. So now I will go back to Pabbly Connect, and over here I will be selecting the workbook as Mailchimp subscriber, and you can see the worksheet is automatically selected. Now moving on to save and send test request. As soon as I will click on this button, then it will capture the details of the last row. So let me click on this, and you can see our response is received. So let me take you to my Excel sheet, and over here you can see new user is the name given along with the mail ID and the phone number. So let us go back to Pabbly Connect, and as we have received this response, that means our first step was successful. And now moving on to our second step, that is to select our action application. So over here my action application will be Mailchimp. Here it is. Now after selecting the action application, I need to select the action event, and my action event will be to find a member by the specified email. So I will click on this. Now after selecting the action application and the action event, we need to connect Mailchimp with Pabbly Connect. So we will click on this connect button. So now if you have an existing connection, you can go with it, or you can simply add a new connection by clicking on that. And I have already opened Mailchimp in one of my tabs. So now it is asking us for a token and a data center. Now where we will find this? So let me take you to my Mailchimp account. Once I go there, on this profile section, I will click on that, and I will go to profile, and moving on to extras. When you click on this drop down, you can see there are these options given to you. So we will click on API keys, and then I will click on this create a key button. So now we need a label so that you can identify this API key. That means we need to give a name over here, and I am naming it as Mailchimp list. Now I will click on generate key. So now you can see our key is generated. I will click on copy to clipboard, and I will click on done then. So now let us go back to Pabbly Connect. I have pasted the API key over here. Now moving on to data center. So read this carefully. That enter the data center, that is for example US 19, which appears as a subdomain in your Mailchimp account URL. So that means we will go back to Mailchimp, and here you can see in our URL, after the slash and before the full stop, we have our data center. So I will copy it, and now I will paste this here, and now I will click on save. So over here you can see it is also connected. That means Mailchimp and Pabbly Connect are integrated together. So now why are we using this action event as to find member? So as we have already discussed that we are receiving multiple leads from multiple sources in our Excel sheet. So if there is an existing lead in our Mailchimp account as a member, we don't want to recreate it. We only want to add the members who are not yet added. So now for that, over here we need to map the mail ID, and mapping the mail ID from the response that was received from our Excel sheet. Here it is. Now I have mapped it. So what I will do is I will click on the save and send test request, and as a response you can see the value is coming as 0 and 0. So that means the new user whose mail ID is newuser@pabblytudes.com does not exist as a member in our Mailchimp account. So now what I want to create this person as a member in my Mailchimp account. So now what will I do? So over here, as my next action application, I will be using filter. So filter by Pabbly means that you can add a condition in your workflow, and in Pabbly Connect you can add as many conditions you want to. So now in the select label option, I will go to the Mailchimp response, and I will select this exact matches total item 0 as the label, and filter type as equal to, and the value again as 0. So now over here I have set a filter conditions that if the exact matches total items is 0, then only this filter should run. So it will only run in the condition when the member is not yet created in our Mailchimp account. So I'll click on save and send test request. You can see it is a success and the condition is true. So that means this user by the name of name user does not exist as a member in Mailchimp. So I want to create him as a member. So now moving on to my next action step. Here I will be searching for Mailchimp. Here it is. Now after doing that, I need to select the action event, that is to add new member with custom fields. And as we have used Mailchimp already in this workflow, so we will go with the existing connection. We don't have to add a new connection here. We will go with the same, and now click on save. So now you can see I only have one audience list, that is Pabbly Connect. So it is selected already. Now over here it is asking for some details like email address, tags, select the status of the subscriber. So let us fill in. So I will map the email address from the response. Here it is. After that, tags, it's not the mandatory part, but as per your use case, if you want to mention tags, you can do it, but make sure that you are using a comma and separating it. So now if you want to select the status of the subscriber as subscribed, you can, or if some other options, you can select that. So I am using it as subscribed. Now over here, I need to mention the first name. Again, I will map it, that is new, and going to last name, mapping it again as user, mapping the mobile number. Here it is. So it's done. So now I will click on save and send test request to see whether this person is being added as a member in my Mailchimp account or not. So I will click on this. So now you can see over here, we can see our ID is created. That means this user is added as a member in a Mailchimp account. You can see all the details like email address, a unique ID, the contact ID, the name and number with other details. So let me take you to my Mailchimp account, and over here I will take you to audience, then on all contacts. So over here you can see new user @pabblytudes.com, first name new, last name user, along with the mobile number is added as a member in a Mailchimp account. So you can tally the details from your Excel sheet and it is the same, like new user along with the mail ID and the phone number. So now you can see it is successfully added, and you can see it is successfully added. So that means this integration was successful.
Not just these applications, you can integrate a lot more applications with the help of Pabbly Connect. So if you have any doubts regarding Pabbly, reach us at support@pabbly.com, and if you have any queries, you can visit us at forum.pabbly.com. If you have any pricing related query, you can visit this link. So if you like this video, please share it with your friends and colleagues, and do not forget to like, share and subscribe our channel.